Alright guys, welcome to the September 17th, 2024 recap. I did have class today, so no live trading, but I ended up taking one trade, so we'll go through that. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through price action from 9:30 to 11, which is the time that I trade, and we're going to go through and see what kind of trades I could have taken and just help you learn a little bit more. First of all, we're going to go through the symbol that I trade. So it's not a company, it is a futures. So if you look at the symbols, there's stocks, funds, futures, forex, crypto, all this. It is under the futures tab. It is not a stock. If you're going to look at a stock that's closely related to it, that is going to be QQQ. Don't know why it's not showing up here. It might be an index. Hold up. Oh, right here. What is it considered? It is a fund, an ETF fund. Okay. This is the ETF fund that you could use to simulate the same sort of results. Obviously, it's going to be different because if you look here, there's no points. So the points system is going to be a little bit different. I'm not sure how I would adjust that. I could go through it if somebody wants me to, but it's easier to just download TradingView. It's free. You can use it on your phone and just look at NQ1 exclamation point is what I trade. I also look at ES and obviously NVIDIA. They correlate. All three of them do. Slightly, not obviously not exactly, but they're very similar. As you can see, if you compare here, QQQ and what I trade are very similar. They basically follow each other exactly. So if you're looking to watch on, say, Robinhood, what I'm trading, that's what you would look at. But I would recommend just getting a free TradingView account. I can help you set it up if you need it. And just looking at this symbol, it's going to be a little bit easier to tell where my 10 points of profit or my 10 points of stop or those sorts of things are. Next thing I'm going to go over is my profit and my loss, how I do it. So most of my scalping trades, my mat holds are a 10 point TP, 10 point stop loss. So take profit and stop loss. So this is where I'm going to, if it goes to this, that's where I'm going to take my losses and not going to lose anymore. If it gets up to this, I'm going to, that's where I'm going to take my profits. That's where I'm going to keep the money. For my high day, low day trades, I do a 20 point TP. So you can see the points are right here. So that's what my high day, low day trade would look like. If it's a short, so I'm going down, it's going to look like this. That's 20 points, take profit, 10 point stop loss. The red is always the stop loss, the green is always the take profit. You might also see me type in here 80 and 40. So there's 4 ticks and 1 point. So all that means is 10 points and 20 points right there. So if you get confused on that, that is why I put that in instead of 10 and 20. First of all, we're going to go through my first trade. So I was in class. I was distracted, but these are very easy trades to take in class. You know, when you maybe only have a minute or two. As soon as this closed here at 10 a.m., I actually set the order at 9:59, but it was close enough. I set an order right at the low, right about there, and set it to cancel at 11 a.m. So if it doesn't hit by 11 a.m., like you can see it didn't hit right here by 11 a.m. ever, then it just gets canceled. So even though it may have come here and hit TP, it's very less likely that after 11 a.m. that's going to happen. So that's why I cancel it at 11 a.m. Eastern time. All my times are in Eastern time. They're all New York, by the way. So I know I'm Central time, but that is why I say 11 a.m. It's actually 10 a.m. my time. And I also, at the same time, set this the same exact way. And I set it to cancel by 11, but as you can see, we got hit before 11 right here. I actually got filled 5 points above just because it was moving so fast, which happens sometimes, but usually when it's moving that fast, you know it's going to hit your profit, so it's not that much of a problem that you lose out on 5 points. So I initially set my stop, I changed my stop loss from here to here so that I had the right amount of risk, and I kept my TP the same at right there, and as you can see, we hit TP in just a few minutes. Didn't take long. I could have left it at 20 points, which is where I would have had to adjust it for that, but obviously you can see that didn't happen, so I'm glad I kept it at 15. So that was our only trade of the day. Pretty simple trade. If you guys want help setting up the EMA and this indicator right here so that you have these lines here so you know exactly where to set it, I can help you with that too. It's pretty simple. If you guys want that, just let me know and I'll add it into the video for tomorrow or Thursday. But yeah, as you can see, we took that one trade, $300 minus our commission, made a little under $300. That was our only trade of the day. No losses. It was a pretty quick day, 2 minutes in and out. So that was nice. Nice and easy to do in class. Now I think we're gonna go through and look through price action. So this is when I would start trading right here. This is where I would end trading. This is obviously where I took that trade. Pretty much caught the top there. So that was nice. You can see, actually I don't have it logged in there, but if we go right here, you can see 19,848.75. So that's about right about there. We basically caught the top there. So that was almost a perfect trade right there. But we're going to go through here and see if we can find any mat holds that we could have taken. I'll just scan it real quick so that's not a super long video. Let's see. Nope. Okay. So this one right here could have been one. We would have set entry right here at where's the close? 19,758, which means our take profit would have been 19,748, and 19,768 would have been our stop loss, which would have been way up here. I might have, just because this is only a 2-handle stop, I might have put it at about 5, which would have put me right here. Because I told you guys yesterday I like to put it at the wick, but just because this was such a small stop loss, I probably would have either left it at 10 or brought it down to 5 or something like that. And 48, we would have come down. We would have been just barely too short right here, but then a minute later we would have come down and hit that pretty nicely. So that would have been win number 1. I'll keep track on my other chart how many wins and losses we had. So trade 1, we would have been plus $200 on that, 10 points. Again, I do 10 points TP on these ones. Sometimes later in the day I kind of open it up and just let it run, but for now I'm just keeping it at that 10 points. That would not have been one. Okay, this one right here probably would have been one. You can see we had our 1, 2, 3 candles right here, and we had this huge impulse up. So our close was at 89.75, so 79.75 would have been our stop loss, which we probably would have just left it there just because it's a quarter of a point away from this wick. But basically this was our stop loss right here, and we would have been aiming at 10 points, which again would have been 99.75, which would have been way up here. So we would have barely hit TP, so that would have been another 10 points right there. We would have barely not gotten stopped out, so that's another $200 or 10 points. Alright, let's keep looking. Not seeing any here. Again, this is not one, even though it's 3 candles. The body closed above the EMA, so that does not count right there. I'm not seeing any more right now. Okay, this is also an example of one that I don't like, just because this wick right here of the 3rd candle is not in the EMA. So I would not have taken that one right there. Let's see, any more? That looks, oh, this right here would have been one as well. Even though this was coming up right on the end of our time zone. So this might have been one that I would have let run because we would have been up $700 on the day. So I would have entered on the close $799.75. By the way, you can see my closes over here. I always enter off the close. So $799.75. So that would have made, this would have been our stop loss. So we would have had a 6 1/4 stop loss. So that is times 20, $125 of risk. So this would have been a very low risk trade, and I probably would have let this run to this low at the most. So we would have came down here, we would have had TP on the first candle. Maybe it would have been close. I don't know if that actually hit TP or not. I think so. We would have had TP on this first candle if we were just taking 10 points. So I'll mark down for trade 3 that we had plus $200. That would have been a normal trade. But if we would have let this run all the way down to here, trailing our stop loss, so what I would have done is after we would have hit this, after we came below this and closed below this, so on this candle, I would have put my stop loss here. And then after we closed below this candle again, I would have put my stop loss here. And then obviously we would hit it on this candle. So where is that? What is the low there? 19,751 and 50 cents. And our close would have been, what was it, 799? 19,799 and 75 cents. So that would have been 48.25 points. And then you multiply that by $20 for each point. That would have given us $965 on that trade. Or to full TP plus 965, or what did I say, 48.25 points. So these are all of my hypothetical trades right here. and at that point it would have been 11 o'clock Eastern time, so I would have stopped. But if we add all these up, plus 200 plus 200, total mat holds would have been plus 1365, or what is that? 68.25 points. Total on the day would have been 1665, or 68.25 plus 15, 83.25 points. So that would have been a really good day, actually. Realistically, I probably would have just taken it at the 10 points. Maybe let it run to 20. So I would have been up $600 or $800 plus the 300, so $900 or $1,100 on the day, not $1,600. But even so, $1,100 on the day would have been great. So I'm kind of bummed out that I missed today, and but you go with what you got. Can't go back and change it. So that's what we could have taken, but hopefully that clears up a little bit of how the mat holds work, and when you would take them a little bit. Obviously, again, that was a 15-second chart. This is a 1 minute, so the mat holds don't really show up on the 1 minute as often. They do a little bit, but it's a lot easier and better to find them on the 15-second like they are over here, which is why I don't use TradingView. I use Trade-Avate, which is what I trade on, because they give me the 15-second chart for free and I don't have to pay $90 for it, which is great. But so that is how we got to that $300 on the day. Yeah, I hope tomorrow I can get some good live trading. As you can see, we're up 2,200 on the account. We've had some decent days, so it's going great. We're 3/4 of the way to that profit target, which is great, and we still have all of our drawdown available, which is even better. As you can see, I got a 64% win rate right now, which over 11 trades, that's not going to tell you much. Really, I have, I think 2 losses. No, more than that. I have, where does it tell me how many losses I have? I have no idea. I can go into here and check. I have 5 losses, but one of them was a mistake, so really I only have 4 losses out of... Oh, those don't even count. Wait, why does this say 15 and this says 11? Huh, that's a little weird. I don't know why it says that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so this doesn't have today's on it. I don't know why this says 11. But these are my real stats. 66% win rate. Yeah, so I have 10 wins and 4 losses, really. So 10 out of 14 trades is a 70% win rate, which is pretty good. Obviously, my average winning trade is a lot bigger than my average losing trade, and I'm trying to get my average losing trade down, and I'm going to start letting my winners run for farther, so that's even better. But yeah, all my trades are right here for proof. But yeah, so everything is going great. Let's see. Fridays are my worst day so far. But yeah, let's see, anything else? Oh, tomorrow, Wednesday, we do have FOMC stuff, so obviously be careful later in the day after 2 p.m. Eastern time. As I say, it's 5:04, it's not 5:04. and then we have some stuff in the mornings too, but that is not as important. This stuff is very important. I will try and go through what happens in the video tomorrow if I can. Otherwise, I'll do it on Thursday. But tomorrow is going to be a very risky day. I'm going to try and trade very smart, especially for the first live trading. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think that's all. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll cover it. But yeah, that's all for today. See ya.